What was one of the craziest stories or cases you came across when you were a
Prosecutor.
prosecutor?
So I think the craziest one I had actually was the very last one that I actually prosecuted. So I had this case. It was an attempted first degree murder. And the victim in the case, she was actually a police officer. And she had this ex-boyfriend, and she'd been in the military and he'd been in the military. And that was their connection. Well, he was an abusive guy. And when they got out of the military, she didn't want to be with him anymore. And he was just not the kind of guy that was going to take no for an answer. So she's in the police academy, she's in class, and I guess they were in a break, and she went out to the parking lot to get something from a car, and he attacked her in the parking lot with, I mean, it was a knife, it had to be a 9-inch blade, and attacked her and just started to hack at her. Okay. Fortunately, some of these other police cadets saw what was happening, and a bunch of them ran out, including the instructor, and they jumped on the guy and they pulled him off, and they were able to save her. You know, I mean, she was, pretty banged up, and he actually took the knife and tried to commit suicide. He was trying to stab himself,
Ugh.
and I had this case. I knew, once I got the case, I was probably going to leave the office, and I said, "Look, I'm probably leaving the office, but I'm going to stick around, and I'm going to nail this guy for you." And they claim he claimed that it was an insanity case. He said that he had this insane movement, right, where he just couldn't help himself and he had to attack her, and it wasn't him, and it was his. But see, the problem was there was a whole line of events that led up to it. He had gone over to her house about a week before, and there was somebody else in the family there, and he said, "Oh, he'd asked the family member he needed a knife." She said, "What do you need a knife for?" "Oh, I went fishing and I need a pretty good sized knife. I'm going to gut these fish." So I found out about this, and I put that family member on the stand, and she said, "Yeah, he was over the house about a week before. I gave him the knife. He said he needed to gut some fish," which made it very clear this was premeditated, right? It wasn't a matter of insanity. It was premeditated,
Oh,
and the
wow.
jury convicted him. I think he got 9 or 10 years.
He got 9 or 10 years.
Yeah,
That's it?
yeah.